a space that you're not talking about.
Okay.
Which is material science.
Ooh.
What is this stuff made out of? Okay.
Yes.
So what I'm getting at there is heat, flexibility, cold, all these kinds of things. And there's a revolution going on in materials, nanomaterials and all that.
Sure.
So can you tell me how the software and the hardware and the materials itself come together? Because if you can't figure that out, you can make a nice part and it blows up because it can't take heat or cold. It's not flexible.
Sure.
Game over.
Man, there's a lot to unpack there. That's a huge question. So I would say that, like, to break it down, there's a few things. Like, one, weirdly, we decided at Plethora, because it's such a hard problem right now to, like, do all of them at once, it's like, okay, let's focus on traditional machines, and let's make, like, basically take computer science and make those better. If you think about the 3D printing world, the sort of computer science challenges are actually pretty straightforward. Not that they're easy, but they're more straightforward. And the material science is actually the really hard part. So making materials that actually work at scale and consistently and everything else. So that's where their challenges are. Historically, material science is way harder than computer science. So my bet was, I can get all the traditional equipment going better than you can get your 3D printers to go faster and cheaper. And that's why I did the way we did. Now, another, like, that's just us aside. For regular material selection, it's funny, we were just talking about this before about, like, 3D printing materials and everything else, Phil and I, and we were talking about sort of material selection as an art. There's not a lot of stuff in, like, CAD to help you out. And all these new 3D printing materials, they don't, like, if it says ABS-like, or it's like it's ABS, but it's printed in some weird way, you don't know how to characterize it. Yeah, I don't think anyone has really solved this problem. And even the simulation software has some of this, but some of it's so hardcore, only the biggest companies ever can afford it. And then we've got things where 3D printers now, I mean, a lot of people probably don't know that you can do 3D printing with sort of a gradient of materials in the same product. And so you could have like a rubber grip that sort of flows into a hard plastic interior in a different gradation, in the same way that, in nature, the bill of a bird has like very sharp endpoint, but a very flexible sort of thing around it, and it's a gradient in there. And so we can do this, but all the CAD software we have actually doesn't let you really model that easily. So we can't even with 3D printing take advantage of all the geometric and material flexibility we have. So I think it's a really good question. It's just, it is not solved. We are not working on that because that is hard shit. And other people are doing it. No, seriously, like, I think our problem's super hard, and like that sounds hard to me, for sure.